during the coin toss. When things aren't going right, they're just not going right.
It's an all-timer.
But it was a nice light moment. Fox kicks it away, and willing to take it out is Grant. Jakeem Grant maybe made the 20.
Well, it really is. I mean, he did some good things the first two games that he started to begin this season. Came in off the bench, as you said. They were down 6-0 midway through the third quarter, and he gave them a chance.
First pass is complete to Damiere Byrd.
With Justin Fields entrenched as the guy here in Chicago for the immediate future, it will likely be elsewhere.
Dalton Hands and Montgomery with a nice carry on second down. He picks up a first.
Kill. Ozzy, box.
Dalton not dealing with any crowd noise to speak of. Able to change the play at the line, and Montgomery gets 2.
4-4.
Play action passes tipped and nearly picked. Komet the target.
First-time defensive coordinator at that. And Anzalone was with him there in New Orleans for a number of years.
3rd and 8. Pass is dropped. Opportunity, but a drop by Darnell Mooney. With Khalif Raymond waiting deep. End over end punt. Raymond from outside the 20. A little bit of room for a little bit of time. And able to get to the 31. 10-yard return. Numbers the last 5 games not so good, and I think that's going to be a free 5.
Neutral zone infraction defense. Number 94. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's Robert Quinn, who was looking for sack number 11 after 3.5.
Well, 2 weeks ago when he injured that oblique, he just was unable, Joe. They didn't even really attempt anything down the field just simply because he couldn't make the throws.
It's an oblique injury he's dealing with as he completes to Swift, and DeAndre Swift makes his 54th
with that strained oblique, but it looks like he should be good to go.
Goff comes underneath. Swift, 2 plays, 2 catches. Ball might have been taken away. Swift has now 55 receptions, most among any running back in the NFL. Goff on 3rd down. Pass is corralled somehow. And what a grab by Swift.
And that would have been a real disappointment to open up this game for them offensively and fail to convert on what was a pretty easy conversion.
They're only at 32% on the year. 31st in the league. Goff has a man. Pass caught. First down.
Nice throw and catch.
Waved by Tennessee. Picked up by Detroit. Goff's happy to have him. First down. Handoff here is to Williams, and the former Packer takes it to the 35 for 4. Amon-Ra St. Brown, and we'll see Amon-Ra's brother Equanimous on Sunday at Lambeau against the Rams. Here's a nice play in the backfield by Robert Quinn. Brings up 3rd down and 10. Protection. Goff gets hit. Pass is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Josh Reynolds.
Robert Quinn, as you said, he's been in the backfield throughout this season getting pressure. They run a twist up front defensively. He gets right into Goff's face. Goff not really able to get this throw out as much as what he would like, but he gets plenty, and a good route, double move there by Reynolds.
At home, don't have a win, get the crowd involved early, and it ends in a touchdown.
And the big plays have been hard to come by for really both of these teams. So they score the touchdown. Those have been hard as well. So good all the way around.
Here's Grant.
Now, hey, Adrian Hill, he's an aerospace software engineer, meaning he's a rocket scientist. You're not going to fool him. He tried.
Here's Grant. He gets bottled up behind the line of scrimmage. Lost 5 in a row. And now trailed by 7. Dalton sets up, throws, completes. Out across the 25 is Mooney.
And Andy Dalton have felt really good about. He's an excellent route runner. He's a big play threat anytime he has the ball in his hands.
They get Herbert involved. Khalil, the rookie, nothing. Austin Bryant was the first guy there,
and it takes a lot of pressure off your quarterback. But if you're not getting the big plays, it is hard to score points.
Here's Grant, former Miami Dolphin, a nice catch and run for a first down.
44, we're good.
Longtime Cincinnati Bengal, 1 year Dallas Cowboy. Dalton, time runs out, and now he throws it away in the direction of Montgomery.
Evolved and changed, and this year a little bit like that too. They started the year with Andy Dalton, and when they switched to Justin Fields, his skills are different than what Dalton's are.
Here's Montgomery, flag on the plays. Montgomery was met at the line by Anzalone.
Illegal shift, offense, number 85. 2 men in motion did not reset before the snap. That penalty is declined, 3rd down.
Now Dalton has to deal with some crowd noise. This is Komet, the tight end. Won't get it. 149th start for Andy Dalton, and his Bears have yet to cross midfield in 2 possessions. Here is a fair catch, and no opportunity by Raymond to catch it. Go to work, and he's got his work cut out for him here with the Lions.
Yeah, he sure does, and he's added the responsibilities, this being the 3rd game of him calling the plays. That's not all bad when they're going to back up a little bit, not as much as it would be, but I don't know if
start, offense, number 58, half the distance to the goal, still first down.
Demanding schedule on his time, and trying to manage all that has been a challenge.
Handoff to Williams, and Jamal Williams tries the left side, gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Manage those things, so they were really conservative, so I'm not surprised that he opened it up a little bit, took the shot, which ultimately scored the touchdown to Reynolds on that opening drive.
Handoff to Williams, got a hand on him in the end zone, and by the end of it, Roquan Smith makes the stop.
You know what he's doing on the field. When you talk to Matt Nagy and people in the building, they talk about how even during the week, the way that he's practicing, the way that he has been a leader in that locker room.
Handoff again to Williams, and not much on this possession. Jack Fox, one of the better punters in the NFL. From the back of the end zone, hits a good one. Grant will stay away. That was hit by one of the players. It's down to the 25.
During the kick, holding against the return team, number 57. That penalty is enforced 10 yards from the end of the kick. First down, Chicago. Timeout.
They got Christian Jones. See the Bears take over at their own 16.
That's just Dan Campbell playing the field position game.
Here's Montgomery. And he is brought down by Jerry Jacobs, the corner. Unbelievable job by his representatives to
he had been hoarding all that cash all these
just
years.
To pad the account. So
he's in every commercial. I mean, he's probably got enough of it.
Fair enough. From the 23, 2nd and 3, and the handoff for maybe half a yard to Montgomery. Compliments of Cody Parkey and Chris Collinsworth. Since then, 19 and 23. As head coach of the Bears. Here's Grant making the catch, getting a first down.
Addressing the players and the coaching staff to say that report was untrue. Nagy has said the team has stayed focused. He said his guys have locked in. We'll see how that plays out.
Here's a pass caught by Mooney. And Darnell Mooney on a nice throw from Andy Dalton with a big play on first down, a gain of 33.
They miss a tackle, It was Amani Oruwariye who missed the tackle on third down, and otherwise the Bears would have been punting.
Pass behind Komet, and he gets hit immediately by Will Harris, gain of 2.
I'm gonna go L.
Start the second quarter here in Detroit.
Mike started.
Dalton throws wide open, and the pass is caught by Jimmy Graham.
And this is where they like him most, is down here in the red zone.
Montgomery to the 10.
Good news for the Lions is the Bears are the 5th worst offense in the red zone. So, as they say, something's got to give.
Yeah. Second and 8. Dalton end zone, a lot of contact. No flag as Graham was the target.
Basketball background down here, but they've taken him off the field.
Dalton had completed 6 in a row. End zone and incomplete. Helped Dalton avoid the interception.
Well, the ball has found Oruwariye. That would have been his best interception on the year had he been able to make the catch.
Santos knocks it through from 28, and the Bears are on the board. Big play on that last possession, the 33-yarder to Darnell Mooney. Coming off a 121-yard day against the Ravens. Bringing it out, Igwebuike, and he gets popped and continues on. And a foot race, dragged down near the 34.
And he felt really good about going into this, so far so good for him.
Yeah, he went 5 for 5 on the opening drive, didn't throw a pass next time the Lions had it. They were backed up near their own end zone inside the 5 as he drops this one off for Jamal Williams.
And he's gotten off to a pretty good start throwing the football and does not appear to be limited at all.
Toss to Swift, coming off 2 big games. He's got a first down.
Win a game against the Buckeyes. He didn't want any part of that. I mean, it was almost a fight.
No, you don't want to make him mad at a dinner anyway. He's calling number 32's number.
Yeah, they definitely are monitoring his load. I mean, against Pittsburgh, he had 33 carries in that game.
Goff shows off the arm and completes for what is a first down to Hawkinson.
He hasn't carried it more than 14 times in any other game, and I think he's ready because he is definitely a threat.
Here's Williams now to the 41. Roquan Smith on the stop. Goff underneath, pass is caught, and not enough for a first down. They're going to say the play's dead, no fumble, but 2 yards short before today's game with the coin toss. Made that stop.
It's still one of my favorite things.
Here's a handoff to Williams for a first down.
And I think Tommy Kramer, making his first start, did a nice job coming off the bench last week.
False start, offense, number 88. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
You know, they're kind of in the middle of the pack. They're not a team that has been penalized as much as you might think based on their record.
Swift, wow, he gets to the edge, flag flies, and Roquan Smith makes the stop.
I think maybe the Lions are going to make up for that here today with these penalties.
And now Swift can't get up.
Oh, boy.
Holding, offense, number 63. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Against the center, Evan Brown, but the bigger story is number 32. And it's first down and 25 after the holding call against Evan Brown.
Keep an eye on Robert Quinn here on 1st and long.
Wow. It's about to be 1st and 30.
False start, offense. Number 80, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
The Lions were in field goal range at one time on this possession. They've gone backwards 20 yards with 3 straight penalties.
1st and 30. Goff comes underneath. 9 for 9 in the game as Jones makes that tackle. Gain of 4.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
You started 8 for 8 in the Thanksgiving Day game in '98 against the Vikings. Here is Williams getting bottled up behind the line of scrimmage by Bilal Nichols. A loss of 6, and this drive is, well, you go to the play sheet and you go for 3rd and 32 plays and start at the top.
That means they're not going to run a play.
Here's Williams. Crowd won't like that. Bottled up by Quinn.
Well, he admitted when we talked to him that, you know, there's calls he'd like to have back, and he's learning on the job in more ways than one.
Grant showing what he can do as he is spun out of bounds. They will mark him just outside the 30. Searching for a direction and maybe searching for a coach. Time will tell on that. That punt netted 19 yards for the Lions as the Bears start at their own 31. Down the middle, deep shot. Mooney's got it inside the 20, and a big play to start the drive.
They've had a hard time coming up with big plays, Chicago has, but the last 2 weeks, I mean, they have been really good, and it's been a big play offense, and now they're in position to get more points.
52 yards now, down the middle, caught, touchdown, Jimmy Graham.
You got 2-on-1 here. You see Jimmy Graham, he's going to come up the seam, and he's right here, but he's going to run the seam route, and you're working off the safety. He's got Jesse James on the other side, and he gets the safety to hold. He looks to his left. See how he peeks out to his right. He knows exactly where he's going with the ball. He tries to cheat his eyes to Jesse James. Safety takes it, and it opens up Jimmy Graham.
83rd career touchdown reception for Jimmy Graham, and his first of this season as Santos knocks it through. Drive 69 yards in 52 seconds. Big play to Mooney and a touchdown to Graham. Igwebuike on the return to the 25 to the 26. 290 total yards in the game. Goff is protected over the middle. Another short throw, but a nice gain as Williams is able to get 8.
While we were singing the praises of Roquan Smith, the linebacker, questionable with a hamstring, would be a huge loss, guys, for Chicago.
Yeah, those are the 2 biggest pieces when Detroit has the ball. Swift and Smith. Here's Williams. Here's Williams as they start to ride number 30. Here's the history of it.
Would be strong candidates, but unfortunately we may not see him again.
Here's Goff. He is sacked by Quinn, and a flag comes in.
Holding, offense, number 58. That penalty is declined, 3rd down.
Well, that's on the rookie, Penei Sewell. I thought they actually might get Taylor Decker.
After review, the ruling on the field is that the quarterback fumbled the ball. It was recovered by Chicago. First down, Chicago at the 39-yard line. Chicago will not be charged with a timeout. Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes, 23 seconds.
Hey, by the way, can you go coach the Thanksgiving game first? It just doesn't happen, and the coaches are insulated. It's the families that really carry the brunt of that type of criticism.
Here's a wide open Komet who found a hole in the defense, and it looks like Chicago's got a little something going here offensively.
Well, they do, and a lot of pressure on Detroit, knowing that they've just got to keep the score down.
Here's one out of the reach of Marquise Goodwin.
Points are hard to come by, so a lot of pressure on them here to force a field goal attempt by Chicago.
2nd down. Komet got hit, no flag. Protection. End zone pass is picked. Intercepted by Oruwariye.
Yeah, you're hoping Detroit, you're hoping that they're able to make a stop and only give up 3 points. Instead, they don't give up anything.
So the two teams trade turnovers. Goff back out there after the fumble and a flag down in what is typically holding.
Holding, offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
That's Decker, the left.
And you're not expecting a corner to make a play on the ball quite like Oruwariye did.
Sixth takeaway by this Lions defense over the last 2.5 games is Williams. Goff throws. Everything is short. Another flag is down, as this one's to Jamal Williams.
Holding, offense, number 78. After that penalty's declined, third down.
That's Tommy Kramer, the right guard, and like we talked about, he's making his first start. Thought he played well. The protection, Goff just came underneath, and like you said, we've seen a lot of those.
That penalty, although it was declined, stops the clock. Goff finally going downfield, and nothing's there. As his receiver, Josh Reynolds.
The penalties just back them up, so now the Bears get one more crack at it.
Plenty of time. Here's Grant on the sprint. Hauled it in at the 41 or so. And out of bounds near the 45. Off the clock, and the Bears had to only use one timeout. Dalton throws. Kmet.
They don't need much here to get into field goal range.
Pass to Montgomery, and they're very near that right now.
Yep. And I understand the dilemma that all coaches face with trying to get a young guy who you view as the future playing time, but you know, Andy's got a much better grasp of what he's facing and what they're capable of doing.
Here's a bad snap. Dalton up to pick it up, and a nice catch by Kmet, who tries to get to the sideline, cannot. Kmet to the 25. Sideline, Mooney can't make the catch.
And get him out. You see the Lions playing pretty soft and covering this intermediate area right through here.
Dalton throws it away. Bears have scored 10 since and look for 3 more. And they get him. Cairo Santos will kick it away with Igwebuike waiting for it. And off we go. First of 3 games today across the NFL and 3 networks. From about a yard deep, Igwebuike to the 20.
He stayed in the pocket. We protected him well, but he screamed when he talked about these penalties. He said they are absolutely crushing us. We have to clean it up.
Aaron thanks as Williams carries. He gets 4 as he takes it up to the 25-yard line. Williams cuts back. 3rd down and short coming up. Let's send it down to Tom Rinaldi. Yeah, he's looked good on this short week, getting the start after taking over for the injured Fields last week. Here's a pass caught and nothing. Back to the line of scrimmage is Khalif Raymond.
Really anything going, and hasn't been much thrown down the field either.
High snap. Fox has it, hits it. Line drive, and Grant gets to it. Jakeem Grant. is wrapped up near the 43, maybe the 44 by Anthony Pittman. As the Bears have their first possession of the second half, Andy Dalton has thrown for 220. Bears have rushed for 12. Somebody's going to need a new t-shirt.
Good.
Second down and 6. Hand off to Montgomery. First down. But a flag down.
Holding offense. Number 81. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
I feel like, Troy, someday in the future, we're going to look back on our time together in the booth and say,
he's a tight end, but they don't have a fullback on the roster, so when they want to run sets with it, he's the guy they use.
Well, we can dream. Second and 12. Pass is broken up. Mooney the target with Anzalone there for the Lions.
I feel pretty good about that.
Third down, Dalton pulls it down, now throws and finds Bird for a first down. Giving Detroit a chance to match.
Hey, 44,
They fake it to Herbert, throw it high but caught. And a nice strong grab by Darnell Mooney for a first down.
Well, anything in the middle of the field, you're going to have a safety who's right there, and so you get that high ball. Really great job by him catching it and showing some toughness.
That's back-to-back 100-yard games.
I mean, those guys can fly, and so it was a little surprising. The last couple games, they've gotten some of those big plays.
Here's a handoff, and back to the line of scrimmage is Herbert.
A potential 3.
Bears are 2 for 7 on third downs in the game. Dalton has to use his legs again. There's going to be a flag for a hold. This is coming back. It was right out on the edge.
Holding offense. Number 65. 10-yard penalty. Replay, third down.
Yeah, that's an easy one. On this staff, first-time defensive coordinator, they've not been able to get pressure. They brought 5 on that last one. They're showing they're going to come here. You think they need to, because they have not been able to get home with a 4-man rush. Here they come.
Pass out of the reach of Kmet. Last 5 drives for the Bears have ended in Detroit territory. They've scored only the 1 touchdown. This a 53-yard try by Santos would be a season long. Short. Detroit starts at their own 43. Here's a toss to Williams.
There's Eric Kramer quarterbacking, and they went on and then got beat the following week to the Washington Redskins.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What'd you say?
That all those guys were jettisoned, and the rebuild proceeded.
Third down and 5 now for Goff. Pass is broken up. And a good play by Artie Burns.
If you threaten him at all up the field, as Burns is trying to catch up to him, you just make one step up the field and then continue on your crossing route. They can't cover it. So that's just a little nuance within a route that kept him from getting the completion.
Oh, my gosh. Indigestion after bad stuffing. Ugh. Opportunity missed, and so at the 20, the Bears have it. Mooney's tripped up by Anzalone.
In that first game against San Francisco, and they have failed to reach 20 in the 9 games since. So you kind of sensed coming in that this would be a defensive battle, although the opening drive you thought otherwise.
Montgomery 2 yards short of a first down.
And it's a lot. It's a lot to be a head coach and call the plays, especially when you've never called plays.
Here's Montgomery. He gets smacked. Anzalone's had a nice day to force a fourth down. And a punt from Pat O'Donnell, with Khalif Raymond waiting for the end-over-end punt. Fair catch at the 21. Tradition that started back in 1934. They've played almost every year since. Lost 4 straight on Thanksgiving, have the Lions, and trail here by 6. Pass, a spinning grab, and finally something kind of downfield is the completion to Khalif Raymond. And now flags at the end.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 57. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
For the Lions, the longest being the 39-yard touchdown to Josh Reynolds. For the first points of the game, nothing since. Pass is caught by Hawkinson.
I don't know if the oblique might be, we don't know. We talked about it coming in. He was questionable as to whether or not, but there just really hasn't been much down the field at all.
Here's Igwebuike.
That type of momentum offensively, speed it up a little bit and start applying even more pressure on this defense.
First down, pass is behind the target, Igwebuike.
That's obviously what he's able to do running the football, but you also use a guy who's a big play threat in the backfield.
Pass out on the edge, complete, but back to the line of scrimmage is St. Brown.
They got 3rd and 10. Are they going to block him up and try to get something down the field or another quick throw?
Pass is underneath. Nice catch and a first down. St. Brown. They're not going to be picky. They're 0-9-1.
Hey, in the words of Hank Stram, matriculated, baby.
Pass to the end zone. It's there. Touchdown Lions. Hawkinson.
TJ Hawkinson, you're going to see when he comes off the ball, and then he pushes it up right there. And when he pushes it up, it allows him then to get that separation even more so and buy some time then for Jared Goff.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
They take the lead, except they had a player trying to get off the field.
Jason Kabinda is trying to get off the field. Oh, man.
So we'll see if...
12 men on the field against the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay the try.
So no lead yet for the Lions. It's still 13-13 with...
You're a bad man.
No harm, no foul. Well, there was a foul, but no harm. And that's now the really last big-time veteran threat that they have. They got to get him back. Trying to get their first win of the year. This one checks up inside the 5. Couldn't have done it any better. And Herbert made the most of it. Gets to the 19. All of us at Fox and every network beyond, and people that have been in the league for a long time, and just fans, can't wait for all Madden.
Thanksgiving and John Madden and Pat Summerall, they went together, didn't they?
Yep.
And we played on Thanksgiving every year and got a chance to see those guys. But I know I speak for America. It just feels good to hear his voice.
Here's a completion to Mooney.
This is the only one on right now, so he doesn't have to decide which one he's going to have the sound up on. We sure miss you, John.
Dalton. Brought down from behind by Austin Bryant. Jared Goff trying to get his first win without Sean McVay as his head coach. Second down here. Dalton throws and his receiver slipped. Isaiah Coulter. Meanwhile, the Bears trying to win in a week where the reports came out that their head coach was going to be fired after this game. That's been debunked since. They trail by 1. Here's a little flip. Montgomery's got a first down plus out of bounds at midfield. Montgomery on first down, brought down by Reeves-Maybin.
You know, as we move through these last 13-plus minutes of this ball game.
6th time the Bears have been inside Lions territory, and they get a sack.
Getting home to Dalton, but that was a good time to do it.
Only their 16th sack of the year, first of the day, and it's Levi Onwuzurike. His first. Dalton with all day. Buys some more time, and now he has to tuck and go. It's 4th down.
And he doesn't get it. The Detroit Lions force a punt.
O'Donnell with Khalif Raymond waiting. Over the head of Raymond and checks up inside the 10. Will be touched at about the 9.5 by Ryan Nall. Talked about Goff and his record 42-20 with Sean McVay as his head coach, winless without. He'd love to end that right here as he completes to Reynolds. Nice move and a first down at the 25.
Or this game, but now you're backed up, and I'm thinking now would be the time open this thing up a little bit because Chicago's expecting you to play it close to the vest.
They hand to Williams, and he finds a huge hole right up the middle.
That's good work by him. I like Sewell of what I've seen of him. He started out at left tackle. He had to move to right tackle. He's going to be their tackle for the next 12 years.
Here's Jamal Williams on first down, getting 3. And now everybody's pointing at each other. Decker is pointing at Trevis Gibson.
False start, offense. Number 63, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That is the 4th false start call against the Lions here. Handoff here to Jefferson. Flag is down again. And it's against Detroit.
Holding, offense. Number 78, 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That's the 9th penalty called on the Lions offense in the game and the 8th accepted penalty. They get a stop, they get the ball back, and after a little bit of momentum to start this drive up by a point, they're going backwards. 2nd and 22. And they hand off.
Another penalty.
Another penalty flag.
Holding, offense. Number 68, 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
6 holding calls against this offensive line as Taylor Decker.
Now I think Goff does needs to be smart with the football, and I'm sure he will be.
Goff overthrows Reynolds
to fit that in.
So not often you have 2 3rd and 32s in the same game for the same team. But because of penalties, that's what we have.
Man, all those penalties. And now the Bears, not only with the penalties, but they could get pretty good field position.
Fox hits it. Grant breaks one tackle, can't break another.
Good job by that punt coverage team.
And Anthony Pittman eventually made the tackle. And Sean in the background. I think I got everybody. Here's a handoff on a direct snap to Montgomery. Well, you can't show the second one, but you can just rewind it on your DVR. 2nd and 6. Dalton throws. Kmet has got a first down.
He did it last week, came off the bench, did a nice job, and can he close this one out?
Handoff is to Herbert. 2nd and 5 here for the Bears, down 1. Blitz. Bears pick it up, and the pass incomplete. Dalton ducks out of pressure. Flag on the play, pass complete. It's a first down for the moment to Bird.
Holding, defense. Number 34, That penalty is declined. The play results in a first down.
Anyway, good conversion there by Chicago.
Just get 8 more yards of field position. 13-yard completion to Demir Bird. Dalton and Grant.
Because when they're contested, they become hard enough. But the Bears have missed too many of the easy layups.
2nd and 10. Montgomery, a nice cutback. What a good strong run for a first down for Chicago.
Is finally seeing some lanes where he can run the ball.
3 tight end formation for Chicago, and that didn't work. Montgomery is going to lose one. Second down and 11. Pass is caught. Kmet continues to impress. This drive started at their own 21 with 8.5 minutes to go. First down at the 27 of Detroit. Dalton is going to dive and be a half-yard short of another first down.
Going to hit him helmet to helmet.
11th play of this drive. They've run it 5 times and thrown it 5 times. And now they've run it 6 times, and Montgomery spins. First down at the 17. Montgomery cuts back and runs into a wall. He was my right-hand man in golf, got me through that, and now working with us here in the NFL, and thankful for all of this crew. Second down and 10, 2 minutes left. Lions going to have to burn some timeouts now as Montgomery got maybe 1 timeout. Lions as Okwara came up.
Getting situated.
But that's back-to-back timeouts called by Detroit.
Detroit, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down. Detroit will be charged with their 2nd timeout.
Boy, that is just as bad as it can get. It's a 5-yard penalty, Troy, for back-to-back timeouts. They lose the timeout. So 3rd down and 4 now. Dalton, pass is caught for the first down. With the report out there that he was going to be fired after this game. He and Andy Dalton, now they're going to get another timeout. Unbelievable. The Lions just had to call another timeout because they were trying to get a player off the field.
That's right.
There was no play before the snap. Timeout. Chicago, their first. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So 2 timeouts left for Chicago, 1 for Detroit. As Dalton just gets the ball into the middle of the field against this beleaguered Lions team. Drive started with 8.5 minutes to go. From the 9. 28-yard try by Santos to win it. Good snap, good hold, good kick, goodbye. Bears win it, and the 5-game losing streak is over for Chicago, and Matt Nagy, answering questions about his job, gets a win here on the road on Thanksgiving to send the Lions to their 5th straight Thanksgiving Day loss.